everyone. This is Andrew, the Archon Philosopher. Welcome in. We're talking philosophy to the philosopher in all of us. In fact, today's topic, which is the last one in Direction 1, moving to Direction 2 soon, is one of the main pillars of philosophy, epistemology, which is the study of knowledge itself, how we know what we know. And we seem to be in a war between epistemology and physics. I knew it was bad, but when I heard this person talking on a pretty high-profile channel saying, we know the Big Bang is real because we see it, I'm going, what? This is an epistemological disaster. And this is not what physics should be. They shouldn't be, scraping the bottom of the barrel in their claims of knowledge. This is not a good thing to do. And so what we see is this picture of what he was talking about. This is what we're supposed to know. We have a magical beginning with a Big Bang, an uncaused event. Then we have observational science, looking through a telescope at things and making up theories on what there is. This is not modern science, people. This is observational science. There's no control over the elements. I've done videos on this. But what I've done in my metaphysics is I've dispensed with this. I've taken Husserl's bracketing out of theory, and I've gone for what is epistemologically secure, which is the findings of modern scientific experiments. But we see that to make the claim that it's real because we see it, this is just not going to hold, because ultimately we have this, which is a stick in a pail of water, or in this case a pencil in a glass, and it looks bent. Yes, it does. We see it looks bent. Is it bent? No. And we can find this out via modern science. We pull out the pencil, we see it's straight. We put it in, we see it's bent. We want to reason out why, and we figure out it's refraction of light in water and other substances. So we can determine this in modern science. We cannot determine this in observational science. And so epistemologically, it's just not secure. It's not a secure basis on which to construct a theory of reality or anything else. This is speculation. And what we have is the problem now. And this is the problem that I've wanted to avoid, is all of this stuff. Look at this. We have pseudo forces to explain things, and this refers to the frames of reference. And we have the theories of relativity, again referring to the frames of reference, the equivalence of inertial frames of reference. But we have dark matter, dark energy, the Big Bang theory. All of this is just, what is this? There's no evidence for it. There's just observational science and mathematics. We have the Copernican hypothesis, for which I think the theory of the special theory, at least, and the general theory are trying to support. We have a hypothesis, and this is mathematical poetry. And so if we're epistemologically honest with ourselves, we don't know any of this. This is just mathematics, and this is theory, and this is magical thinking and observational science. What a mess. This is a mess. And down at the bottom of this list is something that we want to keep in mind in terms of the mathematics of it. And a lot of people in physics just point to the mathematics. String theory is just ensconced in mathematics, and this is not good. So let's take a look at this symbol problem here. We have this that you see, and it says "Ceci n'est pas un pipe," and this means this is not a pipe. Yeah, this is not a pipe. And I know some of you are looking at it and saying, oh, well, I see a pipe. No, you don't. What you see is a picture of a pipe. This is a symbol of a pipe. This is not a pipe. And it was a painting, and even if you had a piece of paper with this picture on it and you looked at it, it's still not a pipe. It's a picture of a pipe. It's a symbol of a pipe. And a symbol is never the thing. The symbol is only ever the symbol. And we have to get back to this in some way to realize that we're working through symbols. And I'm just going to hold up here and get it in the picture. And so this is a pipe right here. Ow. Yeah, this is a pipe. You put tobacco in it, you smoke it. This is a pipe. What you're seeing now on the screen, that's not a pipe. That's a picture of a pipe. That's a symbol. And language, that uses symbols. Mathematics uses symbols. Logic uses symbols. And we can convert a pipe into a wave function and get a mathematical representation. We can put it into an argument and get a logical symbolic system with the conclusion this is a pipe. But that's not a pipe. So, the word pipe is itself not a pipe. There's no pipe in your head when you say the word pipe. These are symbols, and we have to work with symbols, and language and mathematics and logic have all been very successful in helping us navigate. But the experience, this is the experience. This is the pipe that you experience. And that's where we should begin in order to get around all of these problems that we're seemingly in, especially with physics and their epistemological disaster. So what we want to do, and what I've done, and it has resulted in an extremely different view of the universe, is choose epistemological confidence. Choose what we have confidence in, and that is choosing modern science over theory. The findings of modern science, experiments over theory. You choose modern science over observational science. And then you insist upon intersubjective verifiability. And so it's two or more people, hopefully everyone, will agree on the nature of reality. And I've spoken about this, and this is what I've done. Just go with what everyone knows, and it will direct us to conclusions which, while difficult, are there. And one of the conclusions is, of course, the metaphysics that I produce, which is we take the double-slit experiment, the delayed choice experiment, we put them together and we say, well, the quantum mechanics applies on the macro, so this can happen, and apparently it didn't happen to us. So, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in Direction 2. And Direction 2 will be the implications of and historical support for the non-magical metaphysics and multi-consciousness ontology. So we're going to be looking at why this metaphysics could be tremendously important. We're in a world that we don't know because we've been, given an epistemological standard that's just not taking us in a good direction. It's taking us into fanciful theory, dark matter, Big Bang, fanciful stuff. And the world is very much different than this. This metaphysics is not foundationalist, so I'm not looking to say everything is consciousness or everything is matter or everything is... No, it's much more developed than this. I've spoken about that, and we're going to move away from this and move into the implications and historical support for this, because it's all around us. The history is not a history of 6,000 years ago, but it is. But it's a history of what's happening today, like today. And it's stretching back, and the implications are that humans are archons, or maybe archons in waiting. And we'll get to know what the meaning of the word archon is. It means ruler, and there's two senses in this. One sense is it's the rules that the laws of physical nature give us, and it's the rules that non-human sentient creatures give us. And we seem to be in the flux of all of this, and we'll get into what this means and why they seem to be flying around in our skies. Anyway, this is the end of Direction 1. I'll be doing some Direction 1 videos later, but this has been difficult, working through tech problems. I appreciate the support of everyone, and it's been difficult as well in dealing with modern science and rigorous philosophy, because it's not the easiest subjects to go through. It's been pretty difficult on my end. The book, The Procession of Sentience, is that, and it stands alone, irregardless of the historical support and implications, although some of it's mentioned in the book. And so we'll see how it goes later on. But for now, thank you everyone for your support, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time with Direction 2. Until then, once we know where we are, we won't know who we are, and then we won't know what to do. But when we do know where we are, we will know who we are, and then we will know what to do. Thank you.